Right after this, okay.
Okay, so it's 7 o'clock, and do you know where your husband is? He's right here. School ambassador, my better half, Jay Jenkins. Take it away.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much.
I didn't know you were going to get a stand-up comedian show.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you know what the plural of Lexus is?
What's
No,
that?
Lexus
a diamond and an emerald in the same house. So we have fabulous products, absolutely fabulous products. But the thing that sold me about Plexus was the business side. And just want to do a little bit of a transition between the products and the compensation plan. Sarah's going to talk about that. I'm going to give you a little bit of experience and a little bit of a demonstration of why I think it's important to be in something like network marketing that gives you residual income. So I'm hoping that you all know what diversification is. It's a financial term. It can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people depending on who you are and where you are, but diversification means that you don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? So I've got some baskets here, and I'm glad actually Robert's here because I didn't have any eggs, and I thought it'd get a little bit messy if we did break the eggs.
You want some eggs?
No, yeah, we're good, we're good. So let me just give you an illustration of what diversification is. Diversification is having real estate, and so like we have a house, right? And that's got some value to it. So we're investing in our house, and if you're very good and you like doing those things, you can invest like Robert has rentals. And so he's investing in rentals, right? So he's putting some eggs in this basket. We'll get back to stock market, that's later. We all have cash, right? So depending on, we have a little or a lot, but we're going to diversify by putting some of our assets into our cash basket. And we'll have those. And then we have the stock market. Now this is my personal favorite, right? I had a great job working for the shipyard, and I hope some of you have some of these things too, right? You have a 401k, right? 401k, put in there. You all have IRAs, right? You and your spouse or whoever else, you're putting in at least $5,000, $6,000 a year to take your tax break on your IRAs, so we're putting some stuff in there. Well, you know, I was getting close to retirement, and I thought, you know, I need to make sure I'm diversified. The house was paid off, so my real estate thing was going good. And I thought, you know, there's got to be something else where I can kind of diversify and spread things out a little bit more. And so I said, I'm going to learn how to trade stocks and mutual funds and get into the stock market. And that was going to be my source of residual income during retirement, because I wanted to have something besides my pensions coming in, because my wife is expensive to keep. She likes to golf and travel and do all those things. So we needed a little bit extra to make our ends meet when I was going to retire. So I invested $15,000 in real estate, or in stock market to learn how to trade. And I was going to do that, and some of you have heard my story before. The first year I was doing this, I lost $400. I worked almost an hour a day and a lot more on weekends, and I lost $400 the first year. The second year, I gathered together, kind of like we do, right? We share, we got together with a bunch of guys, and I made $400. So I'm like even in terms of investments, but I still have, remember the $15,000 for the training in the trading system? They're still in there, right? They're still there. So I've invested a lot in the stock market. Well, I tell you, this is a very special hammer to me. This hammer got us through Katrina. I dismantled most of my house using this hammer, and honestly, I took it with me to the shipyard and I had it on my desk, just so I'd never forget. I was the program manager for the Katrina claim, and that was $1 billion claim, so it was apropos that I had this with me, and people would ask, what's that? And I'd be able to tell them about it. But you know what happens, and I won't do this, but you know the hammer on your real estate, Katrina, boom, right? There goes diversification there, right? How about 2008? Anybody remember what happened to the stock market in 2008? Boom, 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 right? So much for diversification there, right? I still needed something because I wanted to retire. I really did. Fortunately, my daughter is smart enough to get involved in something like network marketing, and she convinced my wife that it was good just to go on a mommy-daughter date to a convention that happened to light a fire under both of them that was still burning brightly. But she started putting like, you know, $35 in there to get started. Really? Can we talk about $15,000 to get started? $35 to get started and get things going, plus a welcome package. Well, y'all know what happened, right? Things kept going, and the house is all paid for. Now, I'm not putting everything in here, because I still have stuff in the stock market, my 401k, everything else. I've still got it. I'm taking care of that, so I'm pretty well diversified, and the cash is doing okay. But I will tell you, from what I've seen, the compensation plan that we have in Plexus Worldwide is a phenomenal asset to have. You know, I can't even put a price tag on what that is going to do for us, not just today, but going forward in the future. Because we've got a lot of folks that we've talked to. And as Sarah has shared, and Cindy has shared, and a lot of you have shared, you don't know when that seed is going to ripen and grow. And when someone is going to all of a sudden say, you know what? Today is the day I'm going to go do this business. Or someone that they've talked to says, you know what? Today's the day I'm going to do the business. And all of a sudden, someone who is doing nothing becomes your rock star, and off you go. And you're making money as part of your network marketing organization week after week, month after month, year after year. And so for me, as a baby boomer who is now retired, having something to be diversified in, not just the stock market, but also network marketing, is a tremendous, tremendous financial security and aspect about that. So what the compensation plan is, but I will tell you, from the research I've done, from the research your husband's done, and a lot of other folks, the comp plan that we have in Plexus Worldwide is just about unbeatable. I don't know of one that's better. There may be one out there, but for all of us in this room, there is not one better, because this is what we're part of. Diamond Ambassador, Sarah Marble.
And just a side note, Mom paid off his $15,000 and Daddy lost it and stuff.
Yes, she did.
With Plexus.
Well, now I've got to follow like all of the visuals and popping shiny balls and all that. That's awesome. I'm a visual learner, so that definitely helped. Does that help? Yeah, that was awesome. Very good. For those of you that don't